Hey folks, what's up? What's up, man? I'm gonna tell you something, folks. It's been a great day today so far. The what is it? Let me see what the temperature is. I'm gonna let you guys see the temperature. Hold on. Florida life, man. Hold on, let me turn to 80, 82 degrees today, man. And it's not even noon yet, right? Hold on. Turn the camera back around. Man, 82 degrees today. This is lovely. I heard it's a little cold up in the north. And sorry for you folks in the DMV and some of you folks in Atlanta. Y'all need to be in Florida enjoying this good weather. But I'm not really here to talk about the weather, man. I just want to come in, and you guys know my heart, man. You guys know who I am. You know, well, I'm not going to even say that, because there are people you think that knows you, or you think that you think you know them, but then turns out you may not. So, but let me just say, hey, Terry, look like Terry. Good to see you, Terry. Always a pleasure. Folks, I want to talk about something, man. This is about standing your ground. If you're an alpha, okay? If you're an alpha, be an alpha. Don't let people don't let people deter you from being who you are. If they don't like who you are, they shouldn't even be in your life. Period. You know, people. Let me tell you something about my entrepreneurial experience of my own. For the past 2 years, people have screwed me bad, very bad. Within the past 2 years, I've had people breach contracts. I've had people not deliver things that they were supposed to deliver that I have paid for. Okay, I've had people lie. I had people lie. I had people to flip scripts on me. And let me tell you something. What that has done to me, it didn't make me bitter, but it did turn me into a shark. And those were the things that was necessary for me in order for me to grow into who I need to grow into, in order for me to withstand and support myself in this world of entrepreneurship. Let me tell you something, folks. When you step into business, into the entrepreneurial field or industry, you are swimming in shark-infested waters. And when I say that, since you're gonna be swimming in shark-infested waters, you're gonna have to become an orca. Sharks don't want to spend time battling with an orca. Okay, so you're gonna have to be an orca in shark-infested waters. I'm not just talking about just business with people you may or may not know. I'm talking about people that you have been knowing for years. This is just an experience that I'm sharing with you folks, man. And one thing for sure, if you're an alpha male or an alpha female, people generally is going to have a problem with you simply because you're a stand-up person. You don't take no shit, and you are about your business. And when you about your business, you produce. And the proof is in the pudding that you are producing, right? So don't let people deter you from being who you are. You know, people going to come at you sideways because they are uncomfortable with your own confidence and your own alpha male or alpha female tendencies. Okay? And the best way to deal with an alpha male is that you are one. The best way is you have an understanding. There's no disrespect between the neither of you. You can't be an alpha and expecting to try to belittle somebody else who's an alpha. That's not going to work. You're going to clash. And if you're in person, you probably come to blows. That's just the nature of human. That's human nature, folks. So what I'm sharing with you guys right now is something that you need to hear. Is very important. I don't care if you're an employee or you're in business for yourself. When you are in business, people will try to do business with you that's only going to benefit themselves, not the beneficial of you along with them, but to benefit themselves. Everyone pretty much is going to have their own personal agenda. A friend of mine said once that 95% of the people you meet are not who they say they are. You have to operate in that capacity. I have not operated in that capacity, and I've been burned. Good morning, Sandy Wills, Sheila Johnson, Jackie Chris. What's happening, folks? Anne-Marie Duncan, Carolyn Harris, Shanisha Castle, Simone, Ravisha, Terry, and brother Eric Davis. Good to see y'all. Carolyn Rome, good to see you. So you got to operate within the boundaries of which you've been given to operate in. If you're an alpha male, be an alpha male. If you're an alpha female, be an alpha female. You know, take a look at, let me give you a prime example. You have Dan Snyder, who owner of the Washington Redskins, and then he wants to hire Mike Tomlin. Allegedly wants to hire Mike Tomlin, who is currently coaching the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Tomlin is a no-nonsense, foot-in-the-ass alpha male. That does not mesh well with people like Dan Snyder. And that's proven. Look at when Dan Snyder had Marty Schottenheimer. Marty Schottenheimer is a pure alpha male. He's a stand-up guy. He takes no shit from nobody. Dan Snyder was uncomfortable with an alpha male. That's why I tell people Mike Tomlin is not the right coach for the Washington Redskins as long as Dan Snyder and Bruce Allen is running the show. So you're going to have real life situations like that being an alpha. You're going to have people who claim they can do business with you or they want to do business with you, but not be able to, but might be uncomfortable with the fact that you are no nonsense individual. So be an alpha, man. Don't be afraid to be a stand-up person. You know, I'm very spiritual. I'm metaphysical. I've been studying metaphysics for years. I'm doing okay and doing well with being metaphysical. Yes, there have been some challenges that I've had to face. I've overcame those challenges. Metaphysical or being spiritual doesn't mean you're not going to have challenges in life. People misconstrue that. So being metaphysical has been able to allow me and help me and enable me to endure and conquer the challenges that I've had. People want to look at your problems and look at your situation and claim this would have happened to you. If you wouldn't have did this, that wouldn't have happened. No, that's not true. Troubles is what God uses to mold you for better things, folks. Hey, Diane Rosier, sister-in-law for life, brother Johnny Numbers, brother Gerald Smith in the building. So I'm sharing this information, folks, and let me and I'm giving it to you from the hip, man. I'm an alpha male. I do business best with other alpha males. Why? It's because nobody got time for bullshit. Nobody gonna be playing head games, and they're gonna come to you from the hip, as just as you will bring it from the hip to them as well. Brother James Richardson, what's up, bro? Good God Almighty, man, where you been at, Brian? Where you been at, brother? So, folks, if you're an alpha male, be an alpha male. If you're an alpha female, be an alpha female. Don't allow people to tell you that you don't have the personality or the character to be who you are and who God made you to be. No one has control over your life. You are 100% responsible for your life. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go even deeper than that. You are the author of your life. Your obligation to the world is to create an amazing story of your life. So the question is, with generations after you, will they be inspired by your story or will they be despised by your story? So stand up for yourself. People are going to be in business, man, and people are going to try to screw you. People are going to try to tell you who you ought to be. You be who you ought to be. You know who you ought to be, and that's who you ought to be. Exactly who you know you ought to be. Not who anybody else ought to be. I listened to Bob Proctor He said, if I'm going to be me, he said, no. He said, let me get this right. Bob Proctor said, if I want to be free, I got to be me. Not the me that you think I should be. Not the me that my wife think I should be. And I'm not married. I'm just giving you quotes of what he said. Not the me that my mother and my father wants me to be. Not the me that my pastor wants me to be. Not the me that anybody else wants me to be. But if I want to be free, I gotta be me. The question though is, the statement is, I better know who me is. So folks, being an alpha is not a bad thing. It simply means that you're a stand-up guy and people can expect 100% integrity, honesty, and being straight up about you. They can expect that out of you, being an alpha. No cutting corners, no bullshitting around, no playing head games. You see what I'm saying? And not trying to throw God in every conversation when it pertains to business. And one thing I've known about business, I'm going to tell you something. This is another experience that I've learned from. People who generally always want to bring God into conversation when it's talking to business, those are the main ones you got to keep your eyes on. Those are the main ones you better watch, because those be the first ones that burn your ass. God is one thing, business is another. And yes, personally, you merge the two. But you don't throw your religious belief on other people when you are conducting business. And that's one thing that you got to understand in business, folks. If you don't understand that in business, come on, your business will fail. If you're operating your business with a 20th century business acumen, your business will not succeed. And I'm saying this to you because I'm telling you the God honest truth. It's proven. I got facts to back up what I just said. Look at Kmart. Where is Kmart today? Okay? Look at how many business that Walmart and Amazon has been kicking square in the ass. Look at the trouble Sears been. I don't even know if Sears is still existing today. I think it might be one or few of them left. Look at Blockbuster. Blockbuster didn't close because they didn't have the right product. Blockbuster closed because they didn't have the right business model. They didn't have the right marketing strategies in place to keep them alive. You let Red Door or a Red Box knock you out of business. And then when you try to make a comeback, everybody went from Redbox to streaming. You can watch movies on your phone. If they had the right CEO, they would have partnered with a streaming company and say, hey, we're going to partner, we're going to merge with you to do our streaming for us, and we could have Blockbuster streaming or something like that. And then eventually, once the revenues come in, you can go ahead and just buy them out and just own the entire streaming portion of that business. That's a business model, folks. That's strategies. That's marketing strategies. If you don't have business acumen for the 21st century, I don't care what kind of contract you have, your business will not have the success that you wanted to have until you bring your mindset in business up to the 21st century. That's just the God honest truth. That's not anger. That's not that's not throwing daggers at anybody. I'm just telling you, I'm just giving you a fact. Jonathan Mitchell, good to see you, brother. Jojo, what's up, my friend? So, one thing you got to realize, folks, is there's nothing wrong with being an alpha male or an alpha female. As a matter of fact, it's everything right about it, being an alpha male or an alpha female. That means you ain't got time for no bullshit. You're going to cut it dry. And most people can't take that. And the reason why they can't take it is because they're not an alpha. They're a beta. And when I say beta and alpha, I'm not talking about job positions and titles. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about who you are from the core. And your core grows. Your core grows with the experiences that you face. You don't have to always have been an alpha. You can become an alpha. I mean, you have enough shit that goes on in your life, man. You become an alpha. When I say an alpha, I'm not saying being nonchalant. and being disrespectful to people who comes around and nothing like that. I'm not saying that. When I say an alpha, it meaning you have to change how you do business going forward. You have to change your philosophies of business. Your heart is going to have to be a little bit on the darker side to create the balance. See, that's the law of polarity. Everything has a balance, folks. Up, down, left, right, north, south, east, west, black, white, okay? Negative, positive. You can't turn your car on with just the positive post connected on your car. You can't start your car, Brother David, you can't start your car with just the negative post connected on your car. Negative and positive, though they both work together to create balance. That's why your car starts. You cannot turn your light on without negative and positive working together. So wherever that is, whatever you're going to do that's positive, whatever is positive about you, you're going to have people to try to bring the negative side and say, oh, this is the negative about you. No, dude, that's the negative about you because you're jealous. Don't let people tell you what your worth is. Know your worth. Know your grind. Dr. Dennis Kimbrough said, when you're the best at what you do, the marketplace will seek you out. You see, folks, when you're the best at what you do, when you're good at what you do, and you grind hard, you will never have to ask a job how much it pays. The job will always ask how much to pay you. I hope this is making sense, man. I hope this is making sense. Be who you are. Stand up for yourself. Be an alpha. If that's who you are, if you're an alpha, be an alpha. If you're not an alpha, then don't try to be one if that's not for you. But if that's who you are, if you're an alpha, then be that. But one thing for sure, don't let people tell you that being who you are and having a strong personality is wrong, because it's not. It only means that you're going to take care of business and you're not going to accept any bullshit. Quit all the bullshit out here. That's all I want to share with you guys today. People always look for negative days. But just because that's where they live in. They live in a pool of negativity. But the fact of the matter is, you don't have to live in that pool with them. Just simply cut the conversation off and say something like, "Hey, listen, this is an ego battle. I don't have the energy for that," and just end it. End it. When you communicate, I'm going to tell you something about effective communication. I've learned this from John C. Maxwell way back in 2009. Tell you what John C. Maxwell said. Effective communication is when you're always focusing on the other person. Let me repeat what John C. Maxwell said. Let me say this again. Effective communication is when you're always focusing on the other person. When you are not regarding what a person is saying, and you're already looking for a comeback statement before they can finish their statement, or you don't want to accept responsibility for how you make them feel, but instead you want to blame them and you want to try to throw daggers at them, throw low jabs at them, dude, that's not being effective in communication. That's being a narcissist. Point blank. And I don't care who takes this any kind of way. The facts is there. You don't tell a person, "Oh, look at you got to look in yourself," dude. or try to make them feel a certain type of way. You understand that, and then you address it. Take the concern in and say, "Hey, you know what? I hear what you're saying. Let's address this." Don't try to bring up old shit that somebody explained to you and thought that it was squashed. Don't do that, because you're saying that you're running out of intellectual dialogue and you have nothing else to stand on but something old that's supposed to have been squashed a long time ago. That's exactly what that says. So be an alpha male if you are one. Be an alpha female if you are one. Yeah, Dave. That's right. So with that being said, folks, I got to get in the gym, man. You guys see I'm already ready to get it in. You know, I'm ready to go get it in, man. This is it. Nice day today. I'm about to put some hours in. With that being said, share the video if you think this is helpful to people. Okay? With that being said, I want you to sing like no one can hear you. Dance like no one can see you. Love like you've never been hurt. And live like it's heaven on earth. I'm Jay Hunter Lee. I love you, and the world needs you. And there's nothing you can do about it. So stop that damn texting and driving. Peace and blessings, folks. Have a great one.